And that is why I keep repeating that if we do not change our mindset, if we do not change the way we reason and think, then nothing will change in the African reality. Thank you so much for coming. If you're new here, if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. You know, you are loved, you're celebrated, you're appreciated, right? At this point, I am speechless. And the reason why I'm speechless, you get to see it right away.
There's some footage, y'all, that came out where you have King Charles and you have this African sister that's going to greet King Charles. But I want you to see this. Brace yourself, people. Let's roll that.
Do be careful.
She wasn't know she should sign
Oh my God. In 2022, about to be 2023, on the Lord's earth, y'all are getting on your knees in front of your oppressor. It was the most plantation video ever seen in my life. And you excited about that? Seriously?
On your own, willingly, you are crawling on your knees to go greet your oppressor with so much happiness that I cannot explain. Willingly. Was there chains on her legs and hands? No. She did it on her own. Willingly. What is really wrong with us and the way we think? Do we have memory loss or something? Have we forgotten so soon how it has been and how it is right now and how it will be if we do not do anything? Have we forgotten how our people, our ancestors were hurt, were rejected, were deleted by these people? This is their bloodline. This is the same set of people that have orchestrated everything. Before some persons will say, no, they were not involved, this and that and this. These are their bloodline. These are their descendants. When they were doing it, they brought them there to see how they do it. When they were deleting our people, they brought them there to see how they do it so they could in turn carry on. Like I keep saying, it is a continuous process. And this is the same person. These are the same oppressors. These are the group of human beings that put us in the state we are and keep manipulating things to work against the black people and African nations. And this is our sister. This is our own. Look at her. She is one of us. And just take a look at how she's disgracing us. The king himself was surprised. Like, you could see the surprise and shock in him. Those around her were like, what is wrong? What is happening? And I was so ashamed to see how she was acting. Personally, I don't know how you feel after watching this. Because a lot of us are still like her and will still support her. Like what she did, there's nothing wrong with what she did. This is how Africans respect their kings. This is how Africans respect elders. When it is your ancestors, will you do the same? Will you crawl on your knees and jump happily to your ancestors when you see them? No, you wouldn't. Because this same group of persons have signatured it in our head that our ancestors are bad, wicked, demonic people. So we do not have the mind to even jump joyfully, to be so happy to get to learn about them, to be so happy to get to fix ourselves into the whatever we are coming from. But we are okay. We see nothing wrong in it, in crawling with our knees and running to people that are hurting us. Running to them like we are beggars, crawling and begging for bread. And that is why I keep repeating that if we do not change our mindset, if we do not change the way we reason and think, then nothing will change in the African reality. All this we come here to say, all what we say every day, the videos we make, talking to ourselves, all the efforts, saying this, saying that, all will be in vain when our mindset is not changed. And that shows that we have a long way to go as African people to still have people like this. And this shouldn't be her alone. For this to happen and go out circulating, it shows that there are people, majority of persons are like her. Our mindset is still as it is, as rewind backward as they want it to be. Now, they didn't force us out. On our own, we go pick the chains ourselves and tie our legs and our hands and take ourselves like sacrificial lamb to them. On our own, willingly. That is what we do now.
When Bob Marley sang, "Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, for none of that can stop the time." He was telling the world and Africans what was really happening in Africa. Africans, majority of us are still bound mentally because the colonizers never left. Yeah, they gave independence, but they installed governments themselves. They installed this system themselves. They created the blueprint of slave master, slave already before they left. So these governments are just at their beck and call. That's why they have the audacity when they come to African countries to behave the way they are behaving. I can assure you that unless Nigeria behaves like Ghana, because Ghana at some point just assassinated all the leaders and replaced them and started getting things right. Or like Rwanda, who went through some sort of genocide and then finally abolished identification by ethnicity. Until Nigeria goes through something that drastic. I mean, we went through a civil war and they almost wiped off the Igbos. But until we go through something that drastic, like when our Niger Delta boys started kidnapping white expatriates in the early 2000s. Maybe that's what they need again. Maybe those foreigners will learn soon when someone who's awakened gives them a taste of the medicine. But until then, I can just keep trying to educate my people to not be enslaved by such people.
We give them so much power. We give them so much respect, so much honor, that they keep thinking that they are always superior. And that is why whenever it is time for us to show who we are, it will be like we are rebelling because we have been the ones on the floor. We have been the ones kneeling and crawling with our knees. This is the significance of it. So they are used to being those ones that are up there and patting our heads, patting our backs. And we are down here, the beggars, when we are the ones that owns everything. And then tomorrow we are looking for someone to come tell us, don't worry what they are doing to us, God will punish them. When we ourselves are carrying ourselves with our legs and our hands and going to give ourselves willingly to them to treat us the way we are being treated. So what are we saying, my people? What are we saying? Let's be true. Let's speak the truth to ourselves. Let's be sincere to one another. If this keep happening and if we keep having people like this, then nothing will change in the African reality. Nothing will change in all these efforts we keep making. We will keep remaining where we are. Oh, this is how Africans greet elders and kings. There's a big difference between respecting someone and what this woman is doing. This woman was literally idolizing this man. You could see the joy that she finds. There's this inner joy she's having doing what she's doing. Maybe you go back and recheck that clip. There's this inner joy she found, like she's seen her savior. She's seen, I don't know. You see the way she was acting to the point that the king himself, I told you, you saw him from his face. He was like, "What is happening?" This is how we are, or we have accepted to be. And I'm going to leave with this question. If we see our ancestors back today, can she, or if she sees our ancestors back today, and some of us that might be supporting her actions, if we see our ancestors back today, are we willing to do same to go to greet our ancestors? A question that I want us to sit and think about. Like, this is someone that's orchestrated your downfall, someone that masterminded the destruction of Africa. These are people that, have we forgotten? I'm not supposed to be listing things like this when we already know. And then just look at that action, joyfully, happily, with all your heart and soul. And you're doing that. And it was captured. And this is what they want. They find pleasure in seeing things like this. They are so happy. They have been assured when they see things like, yeah, we are still the ones ruling. We are top of the world. We are the superior power. We are. African people, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to realize that there is more to life than what we hear? When are we going to realize that it is us against the world? I keep repeating this. Is it when we are all wiped out that we say, had I known, I would have done this? And then it might be too late. Leave your comment and thought there in the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Watch your brother's back, watch your sister's back as a black man and as an African man. Bye for now.